What will Empire do about the genetic damage done to the original Cleon? Welcome back, TV junkies. If you grew up on Saturday morning cartoons and after-school specials, this might be the channel for you. If we're just meeting for the first time, my name's Sean Redmond. This is Sean's Take, and today my take is on Foundation Season 2, Episode 1. Let's unpack it. This episode is called Selden's Shadow. This is your spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the episode yet, this is your chance to not have it spoiled. From here on out, I'll assume you've seen the episode, or don't care if I spoil it. All right? The episode focuses mostly on the Empire's Cleon day and dusk. We do see dawn a little bit, but not too much. We do see Demerzel, the robot advisor to Empire. If you're new to this series, we do refer to as the Emperors as Empire. They are referred to as Empire. And there is Empire Dawn, a young clone. Day, which is the in his prime clone. And then Dusk, which is the older declining clone. And then, of course, they just cycle through in an ever constant change of the exact same Empire. We do get to see the mother-daughter interactions of Gail Dornick and Salvor Hardin. And we do catch up with what's happening with Harry Selden. And Selden's Shadow is the name of the episode. So Season 2 picks up approximately 138 years after the end of Season 1. So let's take a look at the pieces of this story one at a time. Harry's story across this episode is a little trippy. He's caught in a light cage of some sort. While Harry is trapped in his cage, wherever he is, he has flashbacks of his childhood, and the supportiveness of his mother, and the ever-present anger of his father. Harry also has a vision of his wife, the love of his life, and that actually is what lets him know he's hallucinating, that she can't possibly be there because she's dead. To which she replies, well, so are you. Because Harry was murdered in Season 1. So, just as a reminder, we are dealing with Harry's consciousness that actually exists in a couple of places. He does catch on that the woman is not his wife, and we do find out that he is in fact trapped inside the Prime Radiant, the device that Gail Dornick has. On Synax, we see Gail Dornick and Salvor getting to know each other. And it's a little strange for them as well as us, because the mother never knew she had a daughter. The daughter was carried and birthed to another woman, but it was in fact a complete surrogate carry and birth, but Gail had no idea. And because of the way suspended animation, or the way they travel and are suspended, Sardin is actually older at this point than her mother. So that's a little uncomfortable as well for these two. But they are getting to know each other. They do, after some arguing, I guess, they do open the Prime Radiant and take a look. And Gail does see the first crisis that Sardin helped with on Terminus. And that we are approaching the second crisis of the Foundation. And if they're not careful, they could diverge from the timeline that the prime radiant is predicting. As a reminder, the prime radiant is predicting a lot of big events leading up to and including the fall of the Empire and the Dark Ages to come after the fall of the Empire. And the foundation itself is built by Harry Selden to minimize the Dark Ages after the fall of the Empire. Hope that makes sense. So what Gail remembers from growing up on this planet is she can see the fish underneath the surface of the water, and there's a certain kind of fish that has now changed color, and she understands that that means there's a hurricane coming. So the hurricane coming means they're not going to be safe on their little makeshift island anymore. And they decide they're going to have to dive to get Salvor's ship. And Salvor says she does know what to do, but she doesn't have enough breath to do everything she needs to do to bring the ship back to the surface. So Gail decides to buddy dive, for lack of a better term. So when they get to the point where Salvor is out of air, Gail will give her the air that she has left, and then when the ship gets to the surface, she'll have to revive Gail. And that's what they do. In the end, it works out. They end up with the ship on the surface, but there's a problem with the ship, and they can't take off, and the hurricane's coming. Salvor knows that the answer is to let Harry out of the Prime Radiant and have him fix the ship. Gail doesn't want to do that. So let's circle back to that in a minute. There is the other part of the story is with Empire. He has begun a physical sexual relationship with Demerzel, and we see them having their relationship as some assassins come in to kill Empire. He is very confident in his fighting because he does have his personal, they call it an aura, that's a personal shield that protects him from harm. Until he finds out that it's not working, and he's cut. He does succeed in not dying. Demerzel, even though she is severely wounded with half of her head removed, she is able to help Empire defeat the attackers. And she does take Empire to the hospital wing, or whatever we want to call that area, and gets him the treatment he needs while she goes then to repair herself. We do see a conversation between the two Cleons, Day and Dusk, and Dusk thinks it is wrong for Day to be having a sexual relationship with their nanny, for lack of a better term. This is the person, the robot, that changed their diapers when they were newly decanted. And Day has also decided that the genetic damage done to the original Cleon in Season 1 means that each generation of clones is going to be more and more inferior. And so to alleviate that, he is going to take a wife and produce an heir the old-fashioned way. And the line will continue that way instead of the clones. So this may or may not have something to do with the attack, and it might be that Brother Dawn still wants his chance to be emperor, and tried to have him killed so that he could ascend to be emperor, to be empire. Or Dusk could have done it because he thinks that Day is out of control and completely wrong in having a relationship with the robot, and maybe he did it so that they would decant another Day and move on. We don't know yet. All we know is that the attack happened and that the fiancée that Day intends to marry has shown up and proven herself to be challenging for him. More to that on future episodes, I think. So the very end of the episode, we do see that Harry escapes the Prime Radiant into the ship where they're trying to fix it. And the last thing we see is Harry standing and addressing Gail and says, "It's time for us to have a reckoning." And then we'll pick it up in the next episode. So I think this was a good start. I really do think this was a good start to the season. And a better episode than they did at any point in season 1, actually. The pace to it was better. The script was a little tighter. Like, I hope that's the way it works through the entire season. This is a very dense, complex story they're trying to tell. And it can easily get bogged down in exposition and minutia. But this episode really did move along rather nicely. What did you think? Did you like this episode? Are you liking Foundation as a show? I am. So I'm glad that season 2 is here for us. And I'll bring you my opinions on each one. So we're really just reintroduced to the characters. I'm sure that Gail and Salvor are going to get off of Terminus and go try to assist in the new crisis. We did see on Terminus a little bit of the progress they've made in the 138 years. So we did see that they have progressed as Harry predicted. They have added some worlds to the Foundation. So they are becoming a formidable force. And that Empire hasn't noticed because they thought everybody was dead out there. And now they've realized. During the engagement ceremony, for lack of a better term, Demerzel comes in and gets Empire to tell the three of them that they now know that Terminus and the Foundation are still there. They weren't destroyed by the solar flare as was believed 138 years ago. And Brother Dusk immediately says, "Go kill everybody out there. Just go kill everybody." And Demerzel exercises caution and says, "I think what we need to do is go find out how strong they are before we go rushing in. Let's know what fight we're getting into before we get into the fight." Which is the right answer. And Day agrees, and they're going to try and figure out, go send an emissary, I guess, to see what's happening out there in the fringe of the Empire. So I think we've set the stage pretty good for an eventful season 2. I really like all the actors in the roles as they're being played. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if you're liking Foundation. Also, let me know in the comments what are the shows you're watching. We just finished up Silo. Maybe I'll put a tag here if you want to go watch some of the reviews of that. So what do you think's next for Gail and Salvor? Will Harry's prediction of the crisis coming be accurate? And will Demerzel be a problem for Empire? We shall see. I think what's going to happen is we're going to move through this season towards war, civil war. And I think that war will actually happen next season. That's what I think. What do you think? For now, my name's Sean. This is Sean's Take. Come on back next time. And I'll see you then.